How's everybody doing? My name is Wade San Miguel. I'm going to be presenting denial of service. You probably heard it known as DOS attack or DDoS. I'm going to be going over topics such as what it is, types, why people do it, and a few other topics as well. As stated above, denial of service is also known as a DOS attack. Before we try to protect ourselves from this attack, we need to know exactly what it is. Denial of service attack occurs when legitimate users are unable to use information systems, devices, or other network resources. Attackers usually go for big companies, but sometimes they will go for individuals. This attack can happen to anyone, really, and if you don't have a good understanding of this attack, you will be lost and you won't know who to contact. And if you don't know how to deal with the situation, you could lose a lot of information that you have on your computer. This attack affects services such as emails, websites, online accounts such as banking, and other services that use network to operate. This is very critical to someone that works remotely because if they're being attacked, they won't be able to do their work, and they could possibly lose some confidential information. And that goes the same for someone that doesn't work remotely, because they could have important information on their computer and they won't be able to access it, nor will they be able to find the file that it's located. There is another form of denial of service, and that is called distributed denial of service. This is also known as DDoS. This is very similar to the DOS attack, however this uses more than one machine and they work together to attack one target. When there's two attackers, it's much easier to set up a bigger attack. Usually attackers use DOS attacks to set up a real attack. It's kind of a diversion. Also, with two machines, there's more requests being sent, as well there's going to be more power in that attack as well. This attack has been increasing over the years, and hopefully we can find a better way to prevent it happening. Here's a picture to give you a visual idea on how the DDoS and DOS are different and how they kind of function. You can see the DDoS uses one machine to attack the server, while the DDoS is using multiple machines to attack the server. You can see how they do the same thing, but the number of machines is different. A question that always pops up is, why do hackers use this form of attack on a company or an individual? Well, some reasons are ideology, which is when someone hacks a website or a company because they disagree with their ideology. Second, business views. Some businesses will hack their competitors to give them the upper hand, or they will prevent the others from participating in certain events to give them attention. Third, the hackers are bored, and this is where a lot of the new hackers come out, and these people are looking for a rush, looking for someone just to hack, and these kids are also known as scripting kiddies. The last two reasons why hackers hack, extortion being the fourth one. Hackers will use this to threaten a company as a means of extorting money. Lastly is cyber warfare. A DDoS attack can be used both to cripple opposition websites to enemy country infrastructures. There isn't just one form of a DOS attack or a DDoS attack. There are actually quite a few. Some use one machine, some use multiple machines. The first attack I'm going to be talking about is a SYN flood. A SYN flood is when an attacker requests to connect to a target server but does not complete the connection through a three-way handshake. With a three-way handshake incomplete, it leaves the port occupied and unavailable. An attacker will continue to do this so the user cannot connect. With this attack, it leaves a lot of ports half open, making it very easy to set up another attack. The server is unaware that there is an attack taking place because of the legitimate request to establish connection. Here's a picture to give you a visual idea how the SYN flood works. You can see that the bot is sending spoofed SYN packets to the target, and you can see the target sending away the SYN acknowledgement. You can really tell that there's no three-way handshake being fully completed. Another attack is called a Smurf attack, and this is actually a DDoS. A Smurf attack is a little different than a SYN attack. This attack has attackers send internet control message protocol, broadcast messages to a number of hosts with a spoofed IP address that belongs to the targeted machine. The recipients from these spoofed packets will respond, and the host that is being targeted will be then flooded with these responses. With enough ICMP responses, the target server could be taken down. This also is used to set up a bigger attack, and with this using multiple machines, this attack is much stronger than the SYN attack because it's using one machine. Here's another picture to help you get a visual idea on how the Smurf attack is being used. You can see the attacker sending echo requests with spoof source IP to the IP broadcast network, and when the IP broadcast network is responding, it's being sent back towards the target, and with all these servers and machines being used, it's much harder for the target to recover from it and protect against it. Unfortunately, there is no clear way to be 100% safe from this attack. There is, however, ways to reduce the chances of being attacked, such as enrolling in a DOS protection service. This will detect abnormal traffic flow, and it will also redirect it away from your network. This will also pass clean traffic to your network, making it clean, and another way is to create a disaster plan. A disaster plan is used to ensure successful and efficient communication, migration, and recovery in an event of attack. So if you are being attacked, with that recovery plan, you're able to combat it and bounce back from the attack, basically. The best way to detect and identify a DOS attack or a DDoS attack would be by using network traffic monitoring and analysts. You can use a firewall or an intrusion detection system to monitor network traffic, such as install and maintain antivirus software, install a firewall and configure it to restrict traffic coming into and leaving your computer, and lastly, evaluate security settings and follow good security habits. Even though you may not know it, you could have bad habits such as not having a password on your computer or your network. It's always smart to go that extra step to make sure all of your information and network is safe and protected, or you could possibly lose everything when an attack does happen. Just a few good habits that everyone should be using are choosing a secure network. You should use a connection you can trust, such as your home network. Second is be suspicious of unexpected emails. Phishing emails are very common and can be hidden very well. These emails can trick you very easily, and a lot of companies that I know will send out a fake phishing email to all their employees to make sure they get a refresher and get an idea of what a phishing email is. Third, keep all your personal electronic device software current. A lot of manufacturers will make an update when they find a vulnerability in their product. Last, improve your password security. Keep all your passwords strong and something you would only know. And do not share with anyone, and make sure you change your password every so often, just in case if someone does obtain your password, your computer will automatically want you to change your password to something very strong. A lot of computers will actually create a password for you as like a suggestion. I know my MacBook at home does. It will give you this long password. It says very strong, and you better write it down, because if you don't and you click save that password, you are going to have a tough time getting that back. Password security is one of the many ways you can help yourself. This is a very good habit to have, and it's very easy to do. Creating a strong password and having a strong password should be on every computer, and they should have their own unique password as well. Consider using a password manager. This will identify if your password is weak or if it's strong or even if it's repeated. Some suggestions that it would give you is have special characters in there, have uppercase letters and lowercase letters, and even have some numbers in there as well. Using multi-factor authentication is a very good idea to have as well. The cool thing about this is that it requires 2 out of the 3 credentials. On top of that, these are kind of like security questions in a way, however they are somewhat different. This helps secure your machine and only lets you on because you only know those credentials. This is why it's important that you don't show your information. SVSU is actually using this, and when you log on to your Canvas, it will send a message to your phone and you have to put in your PIN number. If you get that PIN number wrong, it will prompt you with security questions that you need to answer correctly. And some of the credentials, you need to have something that you know, something that you have, and something that you are. So this just makes sure that it's personal to you and only that you would know it. The use of security questions is extremely good idea. I can't stress this enough. When you make your security questions, use private information about yourself, only stuff that you would know. Last, create a unique account for each device. Set up individual accounts that allows access and permission needed for each user. And a big thing a lot of people don't do is only give them temporary access, because if they got full access, you can't fully trust them into making the right choices, and they could end up getting a virus on their device or end up sharing information that you don't want to be sharing. A big question that gets arised quite a bit is, how do I know if an attack is happening? Or how do I deal with an attack that is happening? In the next couple slides, I'm going to be informing you on what to do and how to know that you're being attacked. DDoS attacks and DOS attacks can look a lot like non-malicious availability issues, such as technical problems with the network or even maintenance or a shutdown. Some symptoms are usually slow network performance, opening files, accessing the web, unavailability of particular websites, and ability to access any website. And a lot of the problem is with people that are at home using their home network, that the network's already slow, so it takes a little bit of time to do those things, and so it'd be a lot harder for them to figure out if they're being attacked or not without knowing the right people and knowing much about this attack. What do you do if you are being attacked? If you are being attacked, contact your network supplier and they will give you information as well as try to help you if you are being attacked. They will make sure that the network isn't going through maintenance or any kind of work being done to it, because that could be slowing down the network, and even if there's a shutdown, that could be a huge reason why the network ain't working. They will also be able to see what kind of traffic that is going on your network as well, and this will also help to see if you are being attacked or if you're having other problems as well. To continue on, if you are in a company and you start experiencing this, do not lose sight of everyone else on the network, because you're not the only one that is trying to access the network, web, files, and so on. You can't be selfish in this situation, because in a company, anyone could have important information. And in this instance, contact your ISP to see if there's a problem on their end. This will also see if there's maintenance going on or if there's a shutdown. They will also be able to see what kind of traffic's going on as well, to see where all the traffic's coming from or what kind of traffic's being sent. They will also try to help you with your course of action. And many attackers will use a DOS attack as a diversion to set up another attack, so it's always crucial to contact them as soon as you become aware of the problem. Now that we have a better understanding of what a DOS attack and a DDoS attack are, we know how to deal with it when we are being attacked, and we also know how to know when we are being attacked by knowing the symptoms of it. I'm going to be going over 6 examples that have happened in real life. The first one is called Mafia Boy. This one happened in February 7th of 2000. He was a 16-year-old boy who just went by the name Mafia Boy, and he launched one of the biggest DOS attacks of the time at the moment. He disrupted and even briefly knocking down big names, websites including CNN, Amazon, eBay, and even Yahoo. The scary part about this is it lasted roughly about a week. And Mafia Boy had broken into 50 networks and installed software called Sinkhole. He was later arrested for bragging about what he's done, just like a lot of teens do when they first get into hacking. The second one is called Root DNS Server. This occurred on October 21st of 2002. This attack was against 13 DNS servers, and it was the first of its kind, so it was really hard to get an idea of how to deal with it. It didn't cause a lot of havoc on the internet, but some of the root name servers were unreachable, which that's what DOS attack does. It locks down everything, so everything's either really slow or unreachable. The hacker used a botnet to launch bogus traffic. The next attack is called Estonia's cyber attack. Some have called it the first cyber war. It occurred in 2007. The nation of Estonia found its government, financial, and media online services knocked offline. This attack happened because the Russian nationals were upset about the relocation of World War II memorial. The DDoS attack coincided not only with the protests already underway, but also political and government websites, defacements, and swamping comment sections with commentary. The DDoS attacks took an extraordinary toll on Estonia, which at the time was the forefront of the e-government. And operational essential paperless and citizenry conduced most of its banking and even voted online at the time. Next one is Project Channeling. This happened in January 2008. An anonymous person launched what is called Chanology in response to attempt to remove Tom Cruise's Scientology videos. The person shared documents. He created pranks, pickets, and even more DDoS attacks. The last 2 attacks I'm going to be going over are Mari. This managed to wreak havoc in the past year, launching the most powerful DDoS attack of all time. Mari functions by scoring the internet for connected devices and will infiltrate using common factory default credentials, after which it infects the devices with the Mari malware. Mari botnets have been behind attacks such as those on websites of independent security blogger Brian Cribb. This attack resulted in many websites crashing or having difficulty, such as Netflix, Reddit, and Twitter. And with these 3, they have a lot of publicity, and it could be very damaging to their company and how they operate. The last one is called Operation Abil. This occurred from fall and winter of 2012 and 2013. 26 or more banks were hit by this overwhelming internet traffic. This attack affected Bank of America, Capital One, Chase, PCN, Wells Fargo, and many others.